All right, here we are after a classic, instant classic, Game 6, Celtics win. Derek White's the hero in Boston today. The question is, what's the biggest reason the Celtics won that game? And I'm going to go first. And the answer is they wanted it more. They wanted it more. Let me explain. The game went exactly the way people thought it would, right? Celtics, better team, in control of the game, up 10 with a couple minutes to go, and a close game. Heat are within striking distance, and they outperformed the Celtics down the stretch in the clutch. Jimmy Butler was 3 of 19 before that. Then the last couple minutes, he had 10 points. That's the way it goes. That's the way game 2 went. You go back to game 7 last year, the Celtics almost collapsed the last 3 minutes. They cannot close these games. That's a big problem for them. But what happened? It came down to that last play. And if you look, Marcus Smart for the win, no good. Game should be over. Heat win. They pulled it out. Jimmy buckets, end of the game, did his thing, and they steal it from the Celtics, and they're going to the finals. But that's not what happened. The Celtics played till the last buzzer. If you go back and watch the replay, Marcus Smart shoots, Derek White and Jason Tatum sprinted to the hoop. They sprinted, and you look at Gabe Vincent and Jimmy Butler, they stayed where they were, watching the ball, hoping it missed. And what do you learn in basketball when a shot goes up? If you're on offense, you crash the boards. If you're on defense, you find a man and you box out. The Celtics crashed the boards. The Heat just hoped that Smart's shot missed. And that last play was the difference. They just wanted it. They played till the very last second. Go.
That's a good point you make, but what I was thinking most of the time, it comes down to the bounce. It came down to the bounce from Smart's shot. And then all of a sudden, Zav, but
You've been
you have a
listening to
whole different
Spo.
story.
You've been listening to Spo.
No, Zav. What I'm saying is this always happens in sports. No one is willing to say at the end, definitely never the winner. This could have gone either way. And this game to me was a case of this could have gone either way. It was a tight game. And yeah, that last play that was made was because they wanted it.
Yep.
But Zav, you could equally say, yeah, but Zav, so say it rims the other way. And
Tatum was right there. Tatum was right there to put it back. He was even closer to the rim than Derek White, if you go back and look at the replay.
Fine, Zav. What if it lips off the front of the rim?
What if it goes in? It was in and out. It could go in as well.
Well, Zav, first of all, what are you doing down one taking a three? A step back fadeaway three. That was the worst play call I've ever seen in my life, Zav. You get a timeout. You have 3 seconds. All you need is a bucket, and you take a three for that alone was just terrible, terrible, Zav.
But they out hustled it. Their hustle overcame it. You could say it was a bad shot.
Their hustle, once the ball was up in the air, eventually won them the game. But I mean, I thought that was an atrocious play call. Atrocious play call. But again, my point is, I don't want to say like they deserve to win or they deserve to lose, because this could have gone either way.
Of course it could have. But that was the difference. At the end of the day, it came down to that play.
You know where it goes out to? I'm not Butler. I've soured on Butler this series. I think he's cocky. He talks too much and he's disappeared. He's really disappointed me.
But TD, I think you underestimate what he did last night. That 3-point shot from the elbow was huge. And then you got to understand the whole home crowd, his whole reputation, the whole Heat season was on the line. and he stepped up and hit those 3 free throws. That is to hit a three
Now, Zav,
to come back and hit those
I
three.
hear you.
That's
Yep,
not easy.
but
He's a
Zav, he had
clutch player.
he had 3 shots to tie the game. That's not like what Mike Conley had to do.
I know, but
Mike Conley, they were down 3. It's different, Zav. It wasn't like
it's
the
still a
ultimate of
big
clutch
shot. Yes, you
situation.
can make different comparisons. It doesn't take away from what he did. That was clutch.
Either way, Zav, the Celts shut him down and they shut him up. He was after game 3. He was pointing. He was cocky. He was celebrating. He was talking. He thought he was the man. And Zav, he's disappeared these 3 games, which leads me to a point about Butler. He's proven, at least to me in this case, he's not a tier 1 player. He flashes as a tier 1 player, you know, but you cannot have 3 bad games in a playoffs, Zav. You can't. You There's 2 play. Now I'm annoyed that everyone says, "Oh, Butler's been the player of the postseason." 2 players this postseason never had a stinker. It's Jokic and it was Curry. Those are the only 2
Curry's
people.
gone.
Everyone else has proven they were at a different level.
Butler's had a better postseason than Steph Curry. I'm sorry.
No,
Yes,
that I disagree.
you're
No,
you're just
Zup. He flushed down
no.
Zup. This is his stuff.
KD.
He's going to make
He
history for being the first leader
single-handedly
of a team.
he single-handedly beat the Bucks. You're just he did. Yes, he's worn
Zup,
out a little
here
bit. He's
you
definitely
are
had some bad
giving
games.
Jimmy Butler credit. Zup, here you are giving Jimmy Butler credit after the Heat potentially could be the first team in NBA history to choke this bad. And you're giving their leader credit.
You can't
That's
deny
ridiculous.
he's had a
You're
good
here,
playoffs.
You're patting him on the back, and he's about to make history for the biggest leader of a choke ever.
It's not a choke. The Celtics are the better team. They overachieved those first few games.
He went 4 of 9. 4 of 19 yesterday. 4 of 19.
He didn't have a good game. I'm admitting he didn't have a good game.
But he didn't have a good game 4. He didn't have a good game 5. I get it. But there's 2 different kinds of tier 1s and being the best player.
I'm not saying he's a
There's
tier
people
1.
like Jokic who
You just brought up
just
Curry.
said he's been one of the best. Curry never had a meltdown like this. And even when he wasn't scoring, he got assists. He never had a no-show. Butler has had 3 no-shows in a row, Zoff. He has just lost the title of best player this postseason. And it's an insult to even give it to him after what he's just done.
This is way off topic. He's had a great playoffs. I agree. He's had some bad games here. There's no denying it. He's had some bad games. I'm not denying it. But you
with the finals on a platter, he disappeared.
It's not a finals on a platter. You're forgetting they played last night without Kevin Love. You're talking about the 8th seed injured, and he almost stole the game from the Celtics. He scored 10 points in the last couple minutes while the Celtics choked. The Celtics almost choked that game away if it wasn't for that last play. That's the game yesterday. He almost stole it single-handedly in the last couple minutes. He did. He almost.
Well, Zach,
TD, if Derek White doesn't make that
reason,
play, how does Jimmy Butler look?
That's my point, Zach. It's all a coin flip. And I'm acknowledging that by saying this game could have gone any way. I'm acknowledging that tiny little thing, all of a sudden Butler's a hero and he's forgiven and those threes are the greatest thing in the world.
I'm looking at everything.
That's why I think it's cruel to me. Well, here's another reason. And this guy must be sick to his stomach. And I feel bad for him because I really like this guy. Is Duncan Robinson had 2 wide open threes to send them to the finals. And he missed them both.
It's like
when I say wide open, I mean wide open. And this is a role player. This is a nobody who had a chance to be a hero forever, and he missed them both.
Well, Chidi, he's number one. He's not a nobody. He's had a great playoffs. The 3-point shooting for the Heat has been their biggest offensive weapon. He came down and hit a big 3, but again, he did miss 2. And like I talked about, though, it's a lot harder to hit those 3s when the weight of the world. And you could see he almost had too much time. He thought about it, then he took it. You feel the pressure on those 3s. And everybody, no one's automatic from 3. Nobody, Clay, Steph, nobody is automatic from 3. That's just a fact.
All right, I'm going to give you, to me, I think you're giving too much weight to the rebounding over the final shot. And I agree. Yes, they did want it more. I'm impressed. If I was on the court, I kind of would have watched too, watched and
Yeah.
hoped. That was an impressive. That was impressive rebounding by both of them. I agree. And Tatum could have gotten it on the other side.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger thing that lost the game was Robinson missing those open opportunities.
Yeah, but the game's
That
not
guy,
over
I
for
mean,
him.
I think
You don't know how
he
the
had
game's
stop.
going
He
to
had
unfold.
stop. Two chances for a dagger. Those were two. Those were two chances for a dagger. And also, I gotta say, Horford. That was the worst foul. You let Jimmy take that shot. He's leaning out, fading away. There's no. If he hits that, good for you. Take your 3 points. You he was buried. He had nothing. That foul that Horford put was the worst foul. And then the play to get Smart a three was the worst play call. Those are two boneheaded
Yeah,
plays by the
TD,
Celtics.
that's what I started the show. I said that's been a problem for the Celtics. The last two, they do not close games. They cannot close
Yes.
games. I agree
No,
with
and
that.
Zav,
I'm
you called that.
100%
No,
agree.
you called that. And remember when I saw you today, we said everything you said came true. The Celts dominated, but when it came to the fourth quarter, the Heats got their confidence, and the Celts just went into a shell. And just to me, those two plays showed it. You're fouling Butler. There's no way he was going to hit that three. Remember last year he missed the three to send them to the finals? There's no way he's going to hit that three. You let him shoot it, you get the rebound. Then on the next play, when you only need 2 points, that's like my pet peeve. When you only need two and you jack up a fadeaway three. To be honest, Smart almost hit that.
He did.
Oh man, he almost hit it.
It was
And
in and out.
well, the in and out actually helped because if you really brick a three, there's no easy
You
rebound.
can't get
When you
these.
brick
Yeah.
one, it ends up at the 3 point line. The fact that it went in and out, it just pillowed right there for White.
Yeah.
A historic play by Derek White, an
Yeah.
all-time historic play. You got the Derek Fisher play against the Spurs, and you got the Derek White. That was a hell of a rebound. I'll give you that you're crediting the rebound. A lot of people are just giving it that it was kind of luck, just
Nope.
this incredible moment
The,
of basketball. He was in there, and he almost got blocked. That was a hell of a rebound.
it was, and if you just watch the replay, he sprinted, and Tatum too. Tatum went around. I think it was Butler to get
Yeah,
to
it was
the
impressive.
two. Both of them were right there at the rim. Both of them were right there, and a lot of it. That's good basketball. You shoot a three and get rebounds. I mean, that's part of the Celtics playbook as well.
That's part
All
of
right.
the Knicks playbook too.
Exactly. That's why I was thinking Knicks too. Now, TD, I disagree with you too from last game. You said the Heat have no chance to win a game 7. I completely disagree with what you said yesterday. I said it yesterday. I said I could see the Heat come. I mean, obviously the Celtics are favorite. They're the better team. They're at home. But the Heat are right there tomorrow. They are going to be, Monday, they're going to be, tomorrow. They're going to be right there in that game. And Butler had a terrible game. He acknowledged he's had bad games. He is going to be hungry. The Heat are going to be hungry. I think tomorrow, obviously, edge goes to Celtics, but they're going to have to earn it. They are going to have to earn it. The Heat are going to come out and give it. I mean, obviously, they're going to give it their all, but I don't think tomorrow's automatic for the Celtics whatsoever. The Heat do not have their tail between their legs. They are going to fight.
Also, the way how the game ended, I think, is going to help them too.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that dejection Boston felt after the spanking in Game 3, they hit rock bottom. You heard it in the press in the post Game 3. Jaylen Brown, everyone, they hit rock bottom, and it's easy to bounce back from rock bottom because how much worse can it get? And you heard the Miami coach too. That dude was dejected. So that's rock bottom. So that they have that going, but you can't lose this if you're Boston. You cannot be the Boston Celtics. You can't scrap back to the
They
Garden.
almost
You
lost
can't
that.
lose.
They almost blew this game 6. They should be sitting home if it wasn't for that great, amazing hustle play by White. I mean, the Heat do know how to close these games, and there is going to be a lot of pressure on both teams tomorrow. So you can't count the Heat out. I think it's a classic game, and I can't wait for it. I mean, obviously, we both said the Celtics were going to win this. So, but to me, it's the Heat are right there. The Heat are right there.
Well, you know who this is? Tomorrow is an absolute legacy game for Jimmy Butler. It is reputation time for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I think he has to.
He
I agree.
drops
He has to have a
50.
good game tomorrow. He
Done.
cannot have
If
throw a
he
stinker tomorrow.
drops 50, everyone forgets these three
Yep.
games. They forget everything, and he's playoff Jimmy. He wets the bed. They lose. He will never be remembered as playoff Jimmy or Himmy again. Huge game for Jimmy
I
Butler
agree. He
tomorrow.
has to have a big game. He does need a big game. All right. Well,
They
we'll
need him.
watch tomorrow.
They need him. They
Yep.
have no one. They need him.
Well, that's the lot. Yeah. To me, the keys to the game tomorrow is for the Celtics. They've played great defense these games they've won. That's been a huge. I mean, yesterday, if you watched, Smart was so good on even with Butler. Part of the reason he had a bad game, the Heat were throwing his first few possessions. They put a different body on him every possession, and when you guard Butler, this is your big assignment. So they're all taking turns defending him. And it's hard when you're putting good defender after good defender in spurts to defend you. And the Heat were also in the paint. They were horrible. And that was the Horford. I know you talked about that foul. He had a great game in the paint.
Yeah, block. Great block.
That huge block on Bam, but also just holding his position with his hands up, making it tough, not getting fouls. The Celtics defense, that's why they've come back. It's been off of their defense, which has given them momentum on offense. So the key is for the Celtics to keep that defense up. But for the Heat, I think these guys are going to hit some threes, whether it's Vincent, whether it's Martin, whether it's Duncan Robinson. They're going to hit some threes. They need Jimmy Butler to lead them. It's Butler has to be Jimmy Butler. That's the key for them, in my opinion. So, yeah, great. Looking forward to it. All right.
So yeah, I got the Celts. I got the Celts
We
too.
both got this out. We can't change. Yeah, of course. But you had them. You said it was no way. I think you've changed your mind now. You could see that this is going to be.
No. I'm pretty confident that no, I'd be shocked if the Heat won, and so would you. So would America if the Heat won.
I think they have a bigger chance than you think, though. Tight game at the
And
end.
one more. I got to give credit to Tatum.
Oh, he
He had
played.
his typical Jason Tatum game. No, but he gets knocked, rightfully so. He had 2 field goals in the second half, and he started on the bench in the fourth quarter. As soon as he came off the bench, he turned it over,
Yeah,
bricked the
he had a
three.
great game, though.
But I'll give it to him because in that second quarter, those 3-4 minutes, he dominated Jimmy Butler. He shut him down on one end, and he hit those mid-range jumpers, his kryptonite on the other end. And those eight buckets were absolutely massive, getting an 10, 6-point cushion, whatever. So I think that's what Jason Tatum is. I think you got to lower expectations for him. He's part of a team. He carries the baton at certain times, but it's a long game, and Brown is going to do the dirty work and get the twos. Smart too. Tatum has to.
Yeah, but TD, what Tatum
I think
did,
stick to the dirty work.
but he also the second quarter was his big scoring quarter. But you give him credit; he played defense throughout the game. He knocked down his free throws at the end, and he offensive rebounded. He crashed the boards all game, and he was right there at the last play as well.
I'm giving credit. I'm saying Tatum had a.
He had a great game. He had a good game.
It was a Jason Tatum game.
Yeah.
You still worried when he. Yeah, exactly.
Jaylen Brown was great in that fourth quarter at getting to the line, and he's quick in the paint, getting fouls. So they're a good team. All right. Big game tomorrow. We'll talk after. See ya.
All right. Take it easy.